Theme 28. The Natural World 2. 1. Cultivate. Cultivate. Example.
OKRs cultivate the madness, and magic is right around the corner. This is perfect.
Learn to develop or cultivate your hearts to see goodness, beauty, and truth in others and in the world.
2. Hibernate. Hibernate. Example.
Grizzly bears hibernate. Their behaviors are closely synchronized with the seasons.
This is a familiar scene in many sci-fi films, but could humans ever actually hibernate in real life?
3. Flora. Flora. Example.
And for this reason, many people eat probiotic yogurt so they can promote a healthy gut flora.
The Puritans traded with the local people, the Miskitu, who helped them identify the local flora.
4. Fauna. Fauna. Example.
As fauna and flora flourish, Earth's climate slowly recovers from millennia of human impact.
Often, these particular features have evolved as a response to the threat presented by the local fauna. In this case, grazing tortoises.
5.
Flower. Flower.
Example.
So Amsterdam was brimming with wealthy, skilled merchants and traders who displayed their prosperity by living in mansions surrounded by flower gardens.
This is a flower that really smells pretty nasty and is designed, again, evolved, to look like carrion.
6. Fruit. Fruit. Example.
Spinach, kiwi fruit, pineapple, fuchsia, and rhubarb all produce microscopic needle-shaped crystals called rhaphides.
To get started yourself, take ingredients from your kitchen. Spices, vanilla, or fruit, but never anything toxic.
7. Trunk. Trunk. Example.
They were basically designed as a series of 3 boxes: the hood, the cabin, and the trunk.
You've got to get your chemical into every puddle, every bird bath, every tree trunk.
8. Feather. Feather. Example.
This mallard duck feather was found over 1,800 feet in the back of Snow Dragon Cave.
And it asked everybody to wear costumes for the entire meeting. Wigs, crazy hats, feather boas, huge glasses, and so on.
9. Root. Root. Example.
We have almost 11.5 million of root apex and a total length of 600 and more kilometers and a very high surface area.
As we recall, if one leg of this triangle is equal to 1, the other sides must be 1 and root 2.
10. Claw. Claw. Example.
The old man reached out his knobbly claw for the woman's hand and found it and left me alone.
And more common than you might think, from crabs with one giant pincer claw to snail species whose shells always coil in the same direction.
11. Thorn. Thorn. Example.
And other consonants were affected as well. So we have English water, but High German Wasser. Or English thorn, but High German Dorn.
The goldfinch plucked out a thorn from Christ's head, and a splash of blood hit its own, leaving that distinctive red mark.
12. Tettle. Tettle. Example.
It looks something like that. We call that our flower petal star shade.
Most contain stars surrounded by petal shapes.
13. Beak. Beak. Example.
Not 10 seconds had gone by when a bird from a nearby tree swooped down and grabbed Harry in its beak.
So they do what they do in nature when they're looking for something. They sweep things out of the way with their beak.
14. Horn. Horn. Example.
And I went on the road as a professional French horn player, which was my lifelong dream.
And then when you finish that, you add your horn knocks.
15. Skin. Skin. Example.
Nicotine replacement therapy through gum, skin patches, lozenges and sprays may help wean smokers off cigarettes.
Dust mites eat animal dander, human skin, and some fungi.
16. Tulip. Tulip. Example.
And there was one flower in particularly high demand, the tulip. It wasn't long before the tulip became a nationwide sensation, and tulip mania was born.
17. Humid. Humid. Example.
So inside it's cool and humid, which means the plants need less water to grow.
I visited a camp for workers. It was 8 in the evening, dark, hot, humid.
18. Tropical. Tropical. Example.
So, this tropical island, it's small, totally deserted, and seems like the perfect place to build that vacation home you've always dreamed of.
So, my kind of hero for this in the natural world are these tropical frogs.
19. Tet. Tet. Example.
So how do we study living brains without harming their owners? We can use a trio of techniques called EEG, fMRI, and PET.
Maybe a pet died. Sometimes it's just a simple miscommunication between two children. They don't tell the other person what they're about to do.
20. Rodent. Rodent. Example.
So in these early mammals, because only mammals have a neocortex, rodent-like creatures.
To do that, Toxo orchestrates a brain manipulation scheme involving cats, their rodent prey, and virtually all other birds and mammals, including humans.